In October of 2022, a 53-year-old woman walked into the Quirinale Palace in Rome to be sworn in as the 55th Prime Minister of the Italian Republic. Photographers crowded the courtyard. Headlines were already being written in a dozen languages before she'd even taken the oath. She was, by that point, already a first in Italian history, the first woman ever to hold the office of Prime Minister in a country that had existed in one form or another for over a century and a half. But that fact alone barely captures why the world was watching so closely that morning. Because the woman standing in that courtyard had spent her entire adult life inside a political tradition that most of post-war Europe had spent decades trying to distance itself from. She led a party with roots tracing directly back to a movement founded by former supporters of Benito Mussolini's fascist regime. International outlets, from CNN to the Associated Press, were that same week running headlines describing her as a far-right leader, taking power in one of the founding member states of the European Union. Her supporters told a different story entirely, of a self-made woman from a working-class Roman neighborhood who clawed her way, without family connections or inherited wealth, to the very top of Italian politics, and who was finally giving voice to millions of Italians who felt ignored by decades of political establishment. Both of those stories are, in their own way, part of the same record. This is the story of Giorgia Meloni, not a verdict on her politics, but an account built from the documented facts of how a girl from the Garbatella neighborhood of Rome became one of the most closely watched political figures in the world. Garbatella. Giorgia Meloni was born on January 15th, 1977, in Rome, Italy. She grew up in Garbatella, a working-class district in the southern part of the city, known historically for its close-knit, distinctly Roman character.